on the outlining measures the Department of Education is putting in place to avert certain vices on other VTC across the county to happen, the department highlighted that they will put more stringent measures to ensure that whenever projects are undertaken in the department, it meets the highest standards. The department also stated that it's committed to ensure the measures are further strengthened to ensure any loophole that might arise is curbed. Honorable Speaker, I hope that the honorable member who requested for the statement has been duly answered and is satisfied with the response. Thank you. George Nene, MCA Elementator, Vice Chair, Education Committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Member for Menengai West, Honorable Isaac Rotok, you sought the statement. In the response, they have asked whether you have been satisfied. Are you satisfied?
Absolutely, Mr. Speaker, I'm satisfied. Thank you.
Thank you. You have another response from the chairperson on roads, Honorable Francis Kuria.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'm Francis Kuria, an MCA from Malawa West Ward. With your permission, sir, allow me to give a statement on status of roads in Kuresoi North Sub-County. Honorable Speaker, on Wednesday, 26th July, Honorable Mercy Kilel requested for a statement from a chairperson, that is on sectoral committee, on roads, transport, and public works regarding the status of road feeders in Kuresoi North Sub-County, which have dilapidated as a result of transportation of heavy logs due to tree loggings. Further, the honorable member sought to be informed on the measures put in place by the department to ensure maintenance of these roads to enhance ease movement of people and goods. Honorable Speaker, upon receipt of the requested statement, the Committee on Roads, Transport and Public Works wrote to the County Executive on 5th August. In response, the CCM Infrastructure submitted the committee detailed report on the 4th October, stating that the department has been maintaining the roads from the ward funds, Imarisha Barabara, KLB, that is Kenya Road Boards, and some other allocations of funds from headquarter Kitty. However, due to the vast of the sub-county and the heavy rains within the region, the said allocation has not been adequate for the department to rehabilitate the roads. The report highlighted the wards in Kuresoi North Sub-County, capturing the ongoing projects that are rehabilitated through the ward, citing the project description, the contractor awarded, the sum, and the works done. However, it's worth noting that the committee, in a consultative meeting held with the Department of Infrastructure and Finance, discussed the matter at length and noted that the County TSS Act 2022 contravenes Section 207 of the Constitution of Kenya and Section 109 of the Public Finance Management Act, that is 2012, which provides the establishment of a county fund. The TSS Act 2022 has no provision for the establishment of the fund. Kenya Tea Development Authority, the national government agency collecting cess on behalf of the county, had previously put forth a proposal for the opening of a commercial bank of Kenya account where the amount collected from the TSS levy would be limited. However, it's not supported by the law, as the law does not allow for the opening of the parallel account, and thus the amount collected by the KTDA could not be assessed by the county government of Nakuru. With regards, thank you. Previously, where the amount collected from the TSES levy would be limited. This, however, is not supported by the law, as the law does not allow the opening of a parallel account, and thus the amount collected by the KTDA could not be assessed by the county government of Nakuru. With regards to this, there was not particular kitty set aside to cater for the maintenance of the roads in the tea growing areas. Honorable Speaker, it was then concluded that there was need to harmonize the TSES Act to be in line with the Public Finance Management Act 2012. Therefore, the CCM Finance and Economic Planning resolved to seek collaboration with the CCM Agriculture, Livestock, Fisheries and Veterinary Service to form a technical committee that will oversee the amendment of the TSES Act 2022 to align with the Public Finance Act. Honorable Speaker, that was the response from the executive, and it's well noted that we have those words that have been giving those taxes from or the allocation have been deducted. That is, we have the 3 wards, which amounted to 66 million, where already the KTDA has limited 33 million, which is catering for the 3 wards, that is Amaro, Tinet, and Kiptangich. Honorable Speaker, that is the response. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Honorable Mercy Kilel, you sought for the statement. Are you satisfied?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. The response by the Chair and the Committee of Roads and Infrastructure have taken too long to appear before this House. If the members can look at the time I sought for the statement, the date was 26th July 2023, and the statement took almost a year and 6 months for it to be responded to. In fact, not to be responded to, for the committee to sit with the CCM for roads. I sought for the statement in 2023. The meeting was done in October of 2024, that was last year. And today we are sitting here to listen to the report by the Chair of Roads. Mr. Speaker, the people of Kiptororo honestly have been going through a tough time, especially during the rain season. We have people who've been taking advantage of the roads by making sure that the logging and the trucks go through the wards without necessarily repairing them. Mr. Speaker, if you look at, if I send the members to page 2, we've been told here that the kitty was set aside to cater for the maintenance of roads in the tea growing areas. But it appears to be, there seems to be no harmony in that extent. There seems to be no harmony between the Kenya Tea Development Authority and the Department of Roads and the CCM Finance, the Department of Finance. So we are in a limbo as a county because the people of the ward, Kiptororo to be specific, I realize that these people specifically keep on referring to Kuresoi South. But personally, I sought a response, a report in regards to Kiptororo, that is in Kuresoi North. So, Mr. Speaker, the report is here, but it is not sufficient to cater to the problems of the people. The kitty has not been set aside to continue to repair the roads that continue to be dilapidated. Mr. Speaker, the other day I almost slept in the forest in Kiptororo ward. We have loggers, we have big trucks moving around the ward, blocking the roads. Mr. Speaker, this is a big issue, and I wish we can get a detailed response further. Thank you.
I note that the report spoke about Kuresoi North as a sub-county, and I see that you have other members from Kuresoi North. Is there another member who wishes to maybe comment on the same?
Honorable Speaker, when the first response was brought, I did indicate to the chair that the response was not meant for Kuresoi South. It was meant for Kuresoi North, Kiptororo in specific. Logging is still going on, and the roads are very pathetic. And I want to inform the chair that Tinet, Kiptagich, and Namalo are not in Kuresoi North. The kitty that was set aside from the CES, that is from KTDA, doesn't touch Kiptororo Ward. Even though Kiptororo Ward is a tea growing zone, but we don't have a KTDA factory within Kiptororo Ward. So I do think that the department has got to pull up the socks and give us a sufficient response on the same. Actually, the department should know that we are aware that these monies that were set aside from the TCS Act have been submitted to the county. And of course, even if I'm not coming from Kuresoi South, these monies also should be in position to assist the people of Kiptagich, Tinet, and Amalo. Same case to Kiptororo Ward, the department should come up with a regulation on how we are going to cap this issue of logging that is ongoing as we are talking. As we are talking, Honorable Speaker, logging is still going on. Last 2 weeks, there was a road which was done by Kera. And today, as we are speaking, you cannot pass through that road. So, Honorable Speaker, I do wish to ask the department to kindly do something on the same.
Before I give you chair, so we have an issue. The issue is logging. It's not just the roads. We have an issue with logging. So it's true. I think the first time the statement was brought, I remember I touched on Kuresoi South. This is the second time. It has dwelt on Kuresoi South quite a bit. So, Chair, as you respond, I would also wish to maybe put this in the works. Would you look at a situation where maybe you could bring the request the executive from the department to come maybe and answer it from a committee level so that it can be answered in a timely manner and that they can focus on Kuresoi North rather than Kuresoi South? And probably if you have a better answer to furnish, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Chair. Maybe to clarify a little bit, it's well noted that sure the kitty is benefiting the 3 wards, that is Kiptangich, Tinet, and Amaro. Kiptororo farmers stop selling tea to KTDA. So,
Chair, do you want to be informed?
I think not now. Let me finish first, and then maybe he will inform the House. But let him first of all have my information so that he can inform the House. If you noted, Honorable Speaker.
What is it, Honorable Mercy? Is it a point of order?
Of roads. My member of County Assembly, Honorable Alex Bor, wanted to inform the chair that he's out of order by saying that the farmers in Kiptororo do not remit or no longer take their tea to KTDA. As we speak this afternoon, I can guarantee you that we have trucks and lorries by KTDA collecting tea all over Kiptororo Ward. So these people take their tea to, we have Tega Tea Factory, we have other factories in Kericho. So it's wrong for the chair to say that Kiptororo Ward do not take their tea to KTDA. So he should withdraw the statement and stop misleading the House. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. I I think we are here to give information on that statement. And I will give, me, I don't belong to KTDA factory. But Honorable Chair, we do get information from KTDA. And the information we have, comprehensive report is as what I'm saying. Honorable Speaker, they say Kiptororo ward farmers stop supplying tea. KTDA. Okay, allow me to finish. If the honorable member could allow me to finish, and then he informed the House whether I'm leading, because it's on record, whether I'm misinforming the House or I'm correct. Honorable Speaker, that we got from the it as follows. One, the kitty that is 66 million, they have limited 33 million to the farmers who supplies the tea to the KTDA. And those wards that supplies the tea to the plant, that is Kiptangich, Tinet, and Amaro. They said Kiptororo farmers stop supplying teas to KTDA. So it's the Kiptororo farmers to go and interrogate further whether they supply the tea there or not. Because there is no right for them to be denied or to benefit from that kitty. That's how we should help to solve this issue. Honorable Speaker, the limited 33 million. It's sure this statement was requested, it has taken too long. But not this, Honorable Speaker. With the national and the county government, they had not opened that account. The money, as of now, is limited to the county revenue fund account. That is 33 million, which is divided into 3 wards. The money has been dispatched into the first phase, where the work is already tendered. I don't know the status, whether the contractor is on the ground, but I know with the information that I have, the first phase, they have tendered the job. So whether the Kiptororo farmers supply the tea to the factory, I don't know. Now it's the ward to go and interrogate. Is it true that the farmers from Kiptororo do sell their products to the KTDA? That's the information I have, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Honorable Member for Kiptororo.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I don't think there is a point where the ward will go and seek information on that, but it is the ward representative. So be informed. And I want also to ask the chair that he should not at all point defend the executive. The information should come from the executive, and it should not stand to defend the executive. He is supposed to ask the clerk of the committee to write to the department so that the department can respond. Honorable Speaker, it is misinforming this House that the farmers of Kiptororo stopped supplying tea to KTDA. I myself am a farmer. This morning I remitted my tea, 47 kilos. I'm farmer number 31, TRO 3143. So you are misinformed, Chair. And kindly, when you are standing to respond, have facts on your fingertips. Thank you.
It's okay, it's okay. Let me, Chair, let me guide.
But, Honorable Speaker,
yes, Chair.
Allow me to inform my sport chair that me, I don't give directions. It's you to inform the clerk to do that. It's not me, because I don't have that mandate. Thank you, Chair.
Seeing that it is evident that the response has raised, I think, more questions, it would be prudent. I don't know now whether it's through which honorable member, you could seek further, you could request for further clarification. And probably, Chair, this time round, you can consider having the members present as the answer is being given, and the executive could come, instead of doing it in writing, they could come and respond to them at the committee level, because as it is evident, it has raised a bit of questions.
Thank you, Chair. Well informed.
Thank you. We have another response from the chairperson of the Sectoral Committee on Disaster. Honorable Moses Koros, being represented by Honorable Nene.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I wish to respond to the statement on behalf of Moses Koros, who is the chairman of the committee. Honorable Speaker, this statement was sought by Honorable Hassan Ali Abdi on Wednesday, 12th March 2025 at 2:30 p.m. Regarding the preparedness of the county government of Nakuru against natural disasters that may arise as a result of the anticipated heavy rains. Upon receipt of the requested statement, the Committee on Disaster Management and Emergency Services wrote to the CCM member of Public Service Management on the 13th March 2025, requesting a report on the said statement. In response, the CCM Public Service Management submitted to the committee a detailed report on the 21st March 2025, highlighting the county's disaster preparedness, mitigation, response, and recovery. The report highlighted the coordination of emergencies and rescues and cited a policy and legislative development that the Directorate is working on coming up with, that is the county policy on disaster management. Further, the report highlighted a detailed mapping out of disaster-prone areas in Nakuru County and the disaster prevention measures out in place for each disaster-prone area identified. Secondly, the disaster risk reduction advisories, the budgetary performance, number of disaster response personnel, and their partners, including the name of the organization, contact personnel, and their telephone numbers. Honorable Speaker, the department will further have a joint committee meeting with the Department of Roads and the Department of Lands on 16th April 2025 to discuss further concerning the preparedness and the mitigation measures they are putting as a department. Honorable Speaker, I also want to note that this report will be available to each member next week on Tuesday, so that they can be able to see the areas that are already mapped out as disaster-prone areas. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable Hassan, are you satisfied with the response?
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, for the response that I've received from the Committee of Disaster, which is mandated to oversight the department, the executive department. Mr. Speaker, when you go through my statement that I requested in this House, there's three things that I requested, which was very important. Mr. Speaker, one was the mapping of how the areas have been mapped. They call disaster-prone areas, the way it has been mapped. And Mr. Speaker, as much as the department has done a good job, but I can say that few areas have been forgotten. For example, when you when you look on the table of disaster and risk reduction advisories, the hazard that they mentioned, the flash floods, they've mentioned Molo, Naivasha, Gilgil, Nakuru East, and Nakuru Town West. Mr. Speaker, there is an area which is very important, a location that the department has forgot to map out the area of Rongai constituency, where I come from. You all remember what happened in Solai around 2 years ago. We lost lives there because of our disaster. And it is very important that this area is also mapped out, because it can also lead to other flash floods in the near future, because there's so many farmings that is going on there, and there's a lot of dams. So that is very important, Mr. Speaker, and that area should also be included in the areas which are high risk of flash floods. Mr. Speaker, there's also the issue of fault lines. They've mentioned Nakuru West, Gilgil, Rongai, and Naivasha. And I also wish to ask the department that they should also include the areas of Kuresoi South and North, because it's in areas that has also been affected in the history. If you go through the history, it has been affected by the issues of fault lines. And I'm sure the members of Kuresoi who are here, they can agree with me. I am not just cooking my statistics, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, there's also the issue of, I also asked about the issue of budgetary allocations, the funds. Mr. Speaker, if you can go through that document that I'm sure you have and members are having, the department is allocated around 19,765,315. Mr. Speaker, that is just a drop in the ocean for such kind of department. This is a very serious department that if anything happens, I'm sure, Mr. Speaker, 20 million cannot even satisfy one constituency or even one area. So, Mr. Speaker, I just wish to ask the department, the committee, to liaise with the department and ask them to include this budgetary allocation. This is just a drop in the ocean. Mr. Speaker, the last thing that I asked the department is the issue about the personnel, the number of personnel that are based, or that the total staff that includes at the department. And Mr. Speaker, you can see the directorate has a total of 66 staff who are included: the chief officer, the director, the disaster officer, the clerical officers, the firefighters. The most important people here, Mr. Speaker, are firefighters and the personnel who are going to work in case there's an emergency in this country. You cannot tell me the chief officer or the CEC or the director can go and do some kind of this work. So, Mr. Speaker, I just wish to ask the department to ask the committee to ask the department to make sure that these personnel are included. We have many young people who can be employed. We have many young people who are asking for a job every day. They can be stationed in these departments so that they can work and help the department. So, Mr. Speaker, we are this period that we are, especially this April. It's a period of rainfall, heavy rainfall. It's very important. It's very important even for the department to also get personnel on a contracted basis so that they can shield if there's any emergency, that they can help the department. So thank you, Mr. Speaker, and allow me to thank the department for a good response, but they should also do more. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member. On the same, we have an anticipated joint meeting between the Department of Environment, Roads and Disaster, anticipated to be around 16th of this month. That's about 2 weeks from now. Probably the concerns you've raised, I know the chair, I can see some members of the disaster committee, I can see the chair, Roads is here. You could consider probably delving in the issues on that day further. That is on, if the meeting actualizes, it is anticipated to be on the 16th of April. And probably, Chair Roads, you could also consider bringing the issue of Kiptororo on that, because if we had the member from Kiptororo, well, he said a road was made by Kera, and in less than 2 weeks, it's impossible still. So the issue could be further than only making the roads. You could consider bringing in the Department of Environment, because they have really touched on logging. It could also be contributing, so that you see how to balance the two. Next order.
Mr. Speaker, sorry, because I brought up this matter, and I'm not a member of Environment and Disaster, I wish to ask your office to give directions that I also be invited to that meeting, so that I can also ask some these questions that I've also asked in this House. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The clerk in charge shall make that happen. And Chair, we may need to have a coordination between the Chair, Sectoral Committee on Roads and Disaster and Environment. Thank you. Next order.
Order number 8, motion.
We have a motion by Honorable Alex Bo, Chairman, Committee on Culture, Sports and Community Services.
Honorable Speaker, I rise to bring up a motion to this House that this House adopt the report on the Committee on Culture, Sports and Community Services on-site visit to Afraha Stadium, Nakuru City, laid in the table of assembly today during the morning sitting. Honorable Speaker, this committee is derived from Nakuru Standing Orders, which its mandate is dealing with matters related to cultural activities, public entertainment, public amenities, including betting, casinos, and other forms of gambling, that is racing, cinemas, and video shows. We also have libraries, museums, sports and cultural activities, and facilities and county parks, beaches and recreational facilities, control of drugs and pornography. Honorable Speaker, this committee is composed of 20 members, as indicated, and we had the objective of the report, and that is to ascertain the status of completion of Afraha Stadium. 2, to determine whether there was value for the resources used in construction of the facility. 3, to determine whether the facility can be opened for use by the public. Honorable Speaker, I wish to take this opportunity to thank the Committee on Sports for actually availing themselves during the site visit and also during the report writing. We also want to thank the Office of the Speaker and the Clerk for facilitating this committee during that period. We have the background history of Afraha Stadium. Afraha Stadium was constructed in early 1970s together to the growing need of sports facility in Nakuru County. It was named after the nearby Afraha Hill. Originally designed for sports events, it became central venue for football matches and athletics competitions, serving both local and regional events. During the 1980s, the stadium gained prominence as a political arena. The Gikuyu, Embu, and Meru Association, famously known as GEMA, utilized the facility for political rallies and public speeches. This period marked a significant chapter in the stadium's history, reflecting its role in political mobilization of central Kenya. The stadium hosted numerous political events demonstrating its versatility beyond sports and cultural activities. These events often involved large crowds and high-profile speakers. Community and cultural impact. Afraha Stadium has been a focal point for community events, including local sports, leagues, culture festivals, and public gatherings. It plays a crucial role in the social and cultural life of Nakuru County. The stadium has been instrumental in promoting sports development in the region, providing a platform for local athletes and teams to compete at various levels. Upgrades and modernization. Over the decades, Afraha Stadium has seen various upgrades to improve its infrastructure. Enhancements have included better seating, improved pitch conditions, and upgraded facilities for both players and spectators. However, more recent renovations have aimed to modernize the stadium further with improvement designs to enhance its capacity and functionality. This includes efforts to bring the facility up to contemporary world standard to host wider range of events. The refurbishment of the facility was phased into different phases. That is, phase 1 was recently completed and included construction of the following key features. 1, pavilion A, housing various facilities such as VIP lounge, teams changing rooms, restaurants, staff offices, lift, media conference rooms, and medical room. We have Pavilion B, also known as the Russia, which was washroom underneath the terraces and car parking. We also have the prefabricated synthetic tartan track, which is blue in color, sitting on a concrete base. We have the 4 gatehouses, power housing and fuel room, generator room, pump room, and switch room. We also have the underground and elevated water tank, rehabilitated football pitch, boundary wall, that is the section, and the car parking slots. The source of funding so far allocated to the facility. The project was being funded by both the World Bank through the Kenya Urban Support Program 1, that is KUSIP 1, and the Nakuru County Government through the Equitable Allocation Funding. Amounts so far used in the construction of the work. The second phase of the Afraha Stadium refurbishment was completed at a total budget of 683,821,904.40. This amount was funded by 2 main sources, 303,821,904.40, which was provided by the Department of Lands, Housing, Physical Planning, and Urban Development, while 348 million came from Nakuru City. The entire project has been fully paid for with a total money of 683,779,638.22 Kenya shillings that has been disbursed. Additionally, the refurbishment included the purchase, supply, delivery, and installation of a fabricated all-weather tartan track system for the stadium. The funding for this component was shared between the World Bank and the Nakuru County Government. The World Bank contributed 54 million Kenya shillings, while the county government provided 41 million Kenya shillings. So far, 87,634,250 Kenya shillings has been paid, and the remaining balance is being addressed as one rollover of projects in the just passed supplementary budget. All contractors have successfully completed their scope of works and have demobilized from the site. We have the name of the companies that was contracted to do the work which was supposed to be done, and we also have the timelines which the contractors were expected to complete the works. We have the main contractor, that is MS Lexis International Limited. They started the work in January 2021, and the expected date to complete was December 2022, time period of 64 weeks. We also have another contractor called Paltech Limited, that was for the tartan. Start date was June 2023. Completion date was expected to be October 2023, period of 4 months. The project contractors were, I've just indicated up there, that is the Lexis International and the Paltech Limited. Honorable Speaker, we had challenges, the construction of the Afraha Stadium had challenges, and number one was the major design changes. There were several changes that were made. The goal of upgrading the facility to meet FIFA and World Athletic standards led to the significant design changes initiated by various sports bodies, including Sports Kenya and consultants. These changes resulted in cost variations and project delays, and the key alterations were as follows. Demolition of the existing Pavilion P structure, that is Russia, to create space for triple and long jump areas, essential for meeting international standards. Shifting the pitch and internal drainage by 500 millimeters towards Pavilion B. Change of track base from 35 millimeters, asphalt layer to 100 millimeters, concrete reinforced with BRC 142. Number 2, relocation of utilities. The sewer connection and installation of sewer service by NAWASCO and electricity installation by KBLC in the stadium took more than 3 months, hence further delaying the works. Number 3, weather conditions. Prolonged rainy weather caused substantial delays in the project. Rainwater affected the curing and concrete. And the installation of the tartan track was also delayed as it could not be laid during wet conditions. Inflation. That is another challenge. Inflation led to significant increase in the cost of building materials such as steel, cement, and many more, causing budget overruns in the project, caused further delaying project implementation period. We have phase 1, we have the works that has remained in the phase 1. That is number 1, installation of culverts in gate C and D for spectators and vehicles access. Number 2, construction of a holding wall to restrict spectator entry into the playing area. Installation of seats in the pavilion. Honorable Speaker, I want to also to bring to your attention or the attention of this House that the installation of seats in the pavilion has got no budget, even in the just physical, the physical paper that was just laid the other time. We have the observation that the committee made. 1, the phase 1 of the stadium is practically completed and is in usable state with seating capacity of 10,000 people. Honorable Speaker, the aim of this facility is to construct a stadium that can accommodate up to 25,000 people in that particular stadium. I want to confirm to this House that as committee, we went and we really realized that the stadium can be opened and it can be in use. That is after the phase 1 was completed. Honorable Speaker, the contractor completed the works 11 months ago. I want to bring to the attention of this House that phase 1 of the Afraha Stadium has been completed almost a year ago. So it is humble request to the department that they open this particular stadium to be used by our youths. Honorable Speaker, it is also good to bring to the attention of this House that some 3 months ago, youths of that particular place wanted to riot against that particular field, that it is complete and they are not using it. I even wonder how the Department of Finance will end up paying the retention fee, since the field has not been used and the 6 months that the retention fee is supposed to be retained has elapsed. Number 3, the defect period of 6 months from the date of completion lapsed in October 2024. That is what I've just said. That there is another observation is that there is a risk of legal battle facing the county on non-payment of the retention fee, which is long overdue. It is now 6 months since the retention time elapsed. Number 5 of the observation, there is no permanent wall within the phase 1 completed section of the stadium. We do expect as the committee that there should be a wall to separate the completed phase 1 and the other part which has not been completed, which has not even started its construction, that is the phase 2. We also observed that the pitches are not fitted with the goal post. We have the recommendation that the stadium be open for use for public within 2 weeks. And I want to bring to the attention of this House that if only this post can be fitted today and the field be open, it is as good to be used by the public. To avert the risk of losing public resources through litigation and possible penalty, the county government should consider clearing outstanding constructural sum owed to the contractor. From what we have just said, Honorable Speaker, the House have actually realized that the contractors still owe the county some amount. One of the constructors contractors actually still owes the county the retention fee. So it is the recommendation of this committee that the county government consider clearing this outstanding sum of money. Number 3, there is an urgent need to put up a wall across completed section of the stadium. And I think I have explained that. The goalposts for football, volleyball, and rugby pitches be fitted, and marking of the field should be done. I think that is a work that can take less than a week if it can be done seriously by the department. That more funds be allocated to meet the construction of several indoor games during phase 2 construction. Honorable Speaker, I think it is wise also for the department or for this house, once we start doing what we are supposed to do, we allocate more funds for phase 2 to start its construction. And this time we need actually to look at other indoor games. Otherwise, Honorable Speaker, I want this House to seriously look at this report and support it, and we ask the department, if possible, this House adopts it, the department should act swiftly. I want to take this opportunity to ask Honorable Macharia to second this motion. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to second this motion, Mr. Speaker, in the interest of our local sporting community. And since the stadium, Mr. Speaker, phase 1 has been completed, I beg that it's reopened and that this House appropriates funds for the second phase of the construction. I rise to support, Mr. Speaker.
I now propose the question that this House adopts the report of the Committee on Culture, Sports and Community Services on site visit to Afraha Stadium, Nakuru City, laid on the table of the Assembly today during the morning sitting. The motion is open for debate. Member for Nakuru East, Honorable Kamau.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. I rise to support these reports and to say, indeed, the Committee on Sports, you've given us something to discuss about in a very positive way. I want to start and say, as a resident of this great city of Nakuru, this report has come at the right time because, as the chairman has put it clearly, Mr. Speaker, there is a day or some few months ago, like January, some young people came out and protested so that this stadium can be opened. And they had all the right, because this stadium, as we were raised in this city, it used to be a center spot for every sport that was being held, especially football in Nakuru. And I want to say, for those few years that this stadium has not been opened, we've lost a lot of revenue, in terms of revenue as a government. And this is nowadays there is what we call sport tourism. And I understand once this stadium is opened, we are going to receive a lot of visitors in this city, and even business are going to boom, because I remember the old good days when Gor Mahia was visiting this city. You could see everyone coming all the way from Kisumu to Nairobi, coming to Nakuru just to watch the football match. So, as it has been put clearly by the chairman sports, this is an international stadium that we envy to have in this city. Let's have the phase 2 of the stadium, so that we can even accommodate other sports discipline in this stadium. And by so doing, we are going to promote even our young people, since nowadays sports pays, and sport is just like any other employment where young people are getting their earning through sports. So I want to say, Mr. Speaker, sir, this report has been brought to us in a very good time, so it's up now to the implementation agent, which is the other arm of the government, to do it in good speed, and we've been given 2 weeks. So even the committee that is there, they had promised to open this stadium by the end of April. So the public or the resident of Nakuru City, they are so much expectant of the opening of the stadium. So I stand to support and say good work to the Committee on Sports. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
You seem, all of you, to have let Honorable Kamau speak on your behalf. I now put the question that this House adopts the report on the Committee on Culture, Sports and Community Services on-site visit to Afraha Stadium, Nakuru City, laid on the table of the Assembly today during the morning sitting. As many as of a similar opinion say aye. Aye. As many of a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Next order.
Mr. Speaker, sir, those are the orders of the afternoon sitting.
Honorable members, this House stands adjourned until Tuesday, 9 a.m.